first have Jan, our CEO, talk about the brand refinement that we have done late 2024, and also the introduction of the new membership model. Some of you already had some introduction about it, but we'll just talk about what has been done, and I will explain you in details how it will affect. I mean, how it is actually currently affecting the events and the ambassadors directly. And also, I will present you a new tool that we have for the ambassadors. That is pretty cool, you will see. We have collected some questions from you about these changes. So we have added it to this presentation and will gladly answer these questions. After that, we'll update you a little bit about the ambassador in-person get-together that we'll have this year. And of course, what's next. I will actually then let Jan start talking about the brand refinement.
Thank you, Bruni. Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I see we're very global. What's also crazy, I don't think we've ever had more than 60 participants in one of these meetings. So I think this is a new record, if I'm not wrong. I see you're nodding, Bruni. Yeah, so that's nice. So thank you, everyone. I think I've said this before. I know you're busy. You have a lot of other stuff going on. So thank you for taking the time and joining us here during this call. We hope it's worth your while, and we'll do our best. I have to warn you, I'm at home, and you can't see it because she's slightly off camera, but I have a cat that's on the table with me right now. So if there is a wild animal showing up in the frame here, that is one of my two cats. So don't be scared. I think I'll be safe. But going back to the actual topics that we wanted to discuss, brand refinement is the first one that I want to will lead you through, and then the other one is will be the new membership model. We have discussed some of that already during I think a previous ambassador call, or at least given you a little bit of a sneak peek. You may have seen the emails that went out. We did a little video about it as well, and talked a little bit about it. But we wanted to use the opportunity of this call to give you a bit more details around it so that you understand it. Also, if in case there's questions coming from other members, that you just are very knowledgeable of why we're doing this and what we've done exactly, or where we headed with this. So maybe we start with the brand and then go to the new membership model afterwards, but they pretty much happened at the same time and hand in hand, and there was a reason for that, and I'm just going to go through all of it. So what did we do from a branding point of view? So you will have seen that the website looks a bit different. So it's a different look and feel. And that is basically because we wanted to position A Small World as a luxury travel brand. And when I say we wanted to position A Small World as a luxury travel brand, it's pretty much that the brand and the looks followed what we've done already. So it's almost like the brand follows what the business or the community has become already, and not us trying to be something very different. And the brand is the first step, and now we want to move there. So, but we just felt that the brand and where we are is a bit out of sync. In a way, it felt just going to be a bit mean here. It felt a bit 2000s social networking, cheap a little bit, with the two-color logo and the globe, just a bit dated, and we felt that's not a good representation of who we are. And obviously I use the logo now, but it's a lot more than the logo. It's the fonts and it's styling and it's the way we talk and the way we define ourselves. So just kind of wanted to take you through that thought process. Obviously there's a lot more, but I tried to keep it to the most important parts. So we introduced a brand or a refined brand, and it's not a repositioning, it's a brand refinement. So it's what we have already, and just make it work better, or make it work more clearly was the idea. And so position as a luxury travel brand, It's the logo, it's the look and feel, and it's the way we talk, right? And maybe we can move to the next slide here. And that also means that the way we talk about ourselves has changed. So we speak of ourselves now as the trusted community for the modern luxury traveler. In that way, we still have the community at the center of it. This is the most important aspect, but we have a certain person in mind when we build our service. And this is a luxury traveler, somebody who moves around the globe, wants to discover the world, and the world modern in there, because we feel that we do that with, new tools like the app, and we have a modern approach to that, and not sort of a stuffy old travel agency appeal. And with that, we also have, sorry if you can stay on the previous one, we also have defined our mission clearly, and it's an evolution of what we had. We want our members to find inspiration, and we say we mean travel inspiration, but also inspiration in general in life. Give them the opportunity to book unique journeys, either when they travel with us or in other ways, and then also give them the opportunity to connect with others that have sort of share similar characteristics and similar outlook, and have similar goals in life. So that's the idea really behind what we're doing, and that's guiding our every decision that we make. Now would be a good time then for the next one. And so with that in mind of like who we're designing our service for, these are people that want to explore. This is like the person we had in mind, or the people we had in mind when we designed our service. People who seek to explore and want to have new experiences. Each person in our community is unique, but they all share a desire for luxurious travel and to discover the world. So adjectives that we attribute to our members are: they are adventurous, they're curious, and they're ambitious, right? If we think about what the typical a Small World member looks like, or what characteristics they share. Next slide, please. And the core values of A Small World, so we went back and actually sat down and spent quite a bit of time on this. So it's not just something that we wrote down on a slide in like half an hour. We really thought quite a lot about what are the values that really stand, or that we really stand for and want to stand for. So the four that we then boiled it down to are connectedness. So in the sense that the world is connected, but we are also connected within the Small World community, and that connectedness is important, that it defines our service. So it's not just everyone does stuff in isolation, but we do it together as a community. Encouragement. So the sentiment that we want to encourage people to travel better, to experience new things, to meet other people. And that encouragement is at the heart of what we do, right? Our service enables people to do that, encourages people to do that. Whatever doing that is, whether it's traveling, meeting people, going to events, forging new connections, learning, we are based on the value that we want to encourage people, and encouragement is at the center of what we do. Joy is the third one. So in that way, we wanted to have an element in there that actually explicitly says that we want people to get joy or enjoyment out of what they're doing with us, whether that's traveling, whether that's connecting with others, whether that's attending events. So what we do should create positive emotion, and so we put that as one of our core values as well. And then the last one is intelligence, in a way that one way we cater to, I think, an intelligent audience is one way to look at it, but also that what we provide to people is based on intelligence or knowledge or experience, and we pass on knowledge or experience or information that is useful. So we put that under intelligence, or do things in a clever way, if you want to put it that. So these are the four core values, and I hope they resonate with you. By the way, if you have any comments or want to discuss, like just put it in the chat, please, and we revisit. Or also, if you have questions or anything, we can maybe come back to it in the Q&A a bit later. But then, out of the values and the what we want to stand for and how we want to define our services, we also thought quite a lot about our tone of voice, which is marketing speak for how do we speak to the community, our ambassadors, the rest of the world. And this tone of voice should be fun, elegant, and informed. Obviously, you see they all work together. But I think what is important is that statement that's there on the bottom of that slide. We really want to speak to our community like a knowledgeable friend who encourages you to explore. So again, the element of encouragement and intelligence is there, and that theme of exploring. So, I mean, what we had in mind is, I guess we all have a friend that if you say, oh, maybe at some point I do a meditation trip, that person goes, you should absolutely do this. This is life-changing. And let me tell you where to go. You need to go here. You need to do this. So they know what to do. They encourage you what to do. And you're probably going to be better off for having talked to them and getting that encouragement and that sort of information that you needed to do it. So that was kind of the person that we had in mind that we wanted to be for our members as a community or as a small world, as an organization. Okay. Then going back a bit more to the visual elements after sort of the guiding elements that we just talked about. So we changed the logo. That's obviously the most obvious thing, and you will all have seen this. I mean, I don't even have the old one on here, but like I said earlier, you'll remember it with the globe, the two-colored logo, A Small World. And we just felt it's a bit too 2000 social networky as a logo, and it doesn't reflect our sophistication anymore that we have. And we wanted to have a logo that works for us and represents what we stand for, and have sort of gone with a quite traditional logo, I think, but in a way very custom. If you look at the font in a bit more detail, you will see that the A is special, the S is special, and W is special. Obviously, also the three letters that we use as an acronym quite often for A Small World, the A, S, and W. And you will also see it used as A, S, and W as an acronym with these three letters, so that it's always recognizable that it's us, and you instantly should see that this is the Small World, especially because there are also sometimes services that use A Small World or like similar names. So we wanted to make sure it's instantly recognizable that this is us. And yes, we lost the globe. We, as you can imagine, that has been a lot of discussion whether we should keep it or not, but we felt that we needed to change it. And as a little graphical element that replaces the globe, we actually have this star on the W that you will have recognized there or seen there. And that's actually a North Star, which represents the idea that we act as a North Star, our community acts as a North Star to the people who are engaging with A Small World, in the sense that we provide direction, that knowledge, that intelligence, and that collective wisdom that we talked about earlier. So that was the idea behind the star that sits on that W, which is the North Star. Sorry, we can stay there. Or sorry, we can go to 10. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, misunderstanding there. And with that new position, sorry, with the new logo, when you go to the landing page, many of you might not even see the landing page as it looks, as you see it depicted here, because you probably get logged in directly or you use the app. But if you go to smallworld.com or asw.com and you do that logged out, or you do it in an incognito browser where it doesn't automatically log you in, this is what you see right now. So you'll see a video play of travel destinations, you see the new logo, and you also in the middle see our new positioning line, Travel, Discover, Belong, which was the idea that we had to explain to somebody who doesn't know a small world, who just comes here, has sort of limited attention, and wants to get an understanding of what we're actually offering, what we're doing. We do the travel in the senses that we discussed. We have built this service, or building this service out with the idea that we want to enhance people's travel. Discover, in the sense, again, encouragement, knowledge, discover new things, discover new knowledge, and belong, to reflect the community aspect that we have with a small world that we've always had and that will stay with us. So we felt that this is a nice way to, highlight the elements that make up our service, and like, as in a very condensed way, as it can be quite hard otherwise to put it into like 3 paragraphs of everything that we do. I hope it resonates with you. And on the graphical side, continuing, yes, the landing page, meaning the locked out page that we just looked at, is new, and it was the first thing that we updated in November last year, at the end of November, and that went live with the new membership model. Since then, we've also updated just before Christmas the locked-in version of the web, which is what you see on the left, right? So when you go to your laptop browser and you log into a small world and you see your news feed, it had the new logo, it has the new design, and that was all done before Christmas. So that was just done shortly after the first step. What isn't done or hasn't been completed yet is the app. So when you go to your app, it still has the styling of the old version, because we had to do it in sequence and we didn't want to delay it further. You see screenshots on the right of what it's going to look like. So these are actually screenshots I took yesterday from our development version. So this is the version that we are playing around with before we put it in the App Store, and you can download it on your phone. But basically, you'll see it's a design that mirrors the design of the website of the locked-in version. So you'll have new titles, this new title font, you have new colors, you have new text body font. You will have the star at the bottom as the navigational element. You'll have the new logo. So everything will be aligned, and then the design update will actually be complete. The timing for that is currently mid-February. I'm saying that while we are on the 4th of February, that will probably leave a bit more than 10 days. I hope we can stick to it. Maybe it will be an extra day or two, so make it the 20th of February or so. But we should go live in February, or it should be updated in February, and it will come to both platforms. It will come to iOS and Android as well. So whether you have an iPhone or an Android phone, you will get it on both platforms, and will be released sort of around the 20th. And then I said the design update is complete. That is not 100% accurate. The collection will still get the hotel booking platform, the small collection will still get a small facelift afterwards with a slightly new logo. But as for the look and feel of the app, we will have it all updated by then, and then it really looks the way it should look. So we hope that you actually enjoy the new style. It's crazy how quickly you get used to it. I mean, I already have a hard time thinking back to what the old version looked like. I also, because I run the development app on my phone, I had to uninstall it and install the current live version again to see what it looks like. And yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy to move to a new one. I think it's a nice design upgrade, and we keep building on that as we go forward. But I think that completes the refinement of the brand, so the visual identity, but also the thinking behind it, and how it will, who we designed the service for, and how it shapes the way we think about designing the service. And I hope it makes a lot of sense. And at the same time, we had the new membership model introduced in November, so that's fully live already, as you will know. And I just wanted also to use this opportunity to give you a bit more of the thinking around it, and explain what we've done, and give you a bit more context. So I might repeat a few things that you know already, but I'm making sure we all have the same understanding. So we made a small world free. to a certain extent, at least. So there's still paid memberships, but like the basic membership is now free. Here on this slide, you'll see the membership structure as it is in place right now. That frame around the free membership is symbolizing that this is the novelty, right? So that free membership that wasn't here has been introduced at the end of November. This free membership has, I would say, about 90% of the functionality that the previously paid membership had. It was really important for us to not have a light version of the membership, but a membership that is actually that feels like a full membership. And we really can say credibly that we made a Small World a free community, and everybody can use the free membership and gets a lot out of a Small World, so that they want to invest time in a Small World, want to stay a member in a Small World, engage with the community, come back on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, but even maybe just once a month to see what's going on. So that was really the idea behind it, to make it free and bring it to a larger audience. And that's the point 3. We really wanted to grow the community. We believe that a bigger community is beneficial to everyone. I think we have more activity on the platform. We have, especially now looking at this group where you organize a lot of great events for us, it should be a lot more rewarding for you to do events with our members. I mean, we'll have more people come to the events. You have different people come to different events. And especially for people who are in cities where we haven't been very big so far. I mean, what I'm saying is, if you're in London or in Zurich, where we have a lot of members, and you do an event, you have every event is almost full. You have a lot of different people showing up from event to event. But if you're organizing events in other cities, I mean, I pick a random one with like Helsinki, for example, where we just had a smaller community, and then you organize an event and you had maybe 10 people show up, and then you do it again a few weeks later, and you have have 8 people show up, but it's like the same 8 ones, and then the motivation of doing this is probably not very high. So we wanted to make sure that we have a strong setup also in that goes beyond our 10 biggest cities, right? So that's really the idea behind it for the offline world and for the events world, but also online, that there is a lot more happening in the platform, and it becomes a lot more lively. That was the idea with this step, to make it free. And then on the next slide, I said it's free, but not everything is free. We obviously, this is where the business element comes in, and we obviously have a team here at the Small World that needs to get paid, has a salary, and so we can't just do this service without any revenue. I mean, there's a reality to that, and so we have to think about how we can still have members that pay for additional services, that then pay our salaries, pay our servers, pay everything that we need to do to keep a Small World running. And so we have introduced a new membership level called Premium, which is actually priced at the same level as the Small World membership was priced previously. So here you see the euro prices, which is 79 euros. We have our 4 prices, or 4 currencies: the euro, the US dollar, the pounds, and Swiss francs. So it will be slightly different depending on where you are geographically. But the idea was that if members want slightly more than what we offer for free, they can upgrade to Premium for a very small fee. I mean, this is the same fee as we had before for the annual membership, and they get additional benefits for that, right? So they only Premium members have access to our privileges section, where we have discounts and other sort of benefits for our paying members. On the event side, and Bruni will talk about this a bit more afterwards, we said we'll have certain events that are only accessible for Premium and paid users, and we will give Premium and paid users better pricing for events. So if you're free, you will pay a premium for your event, so that will make it worthwhile to upgrade for premium, or gives us a chance to at least get a little bit of money back from people who stay on free. You can search differently. If you search for other members, you can search in other locations than where you're currently based. You can use enhanced privacy features if you are paying for premium, and only premium members are allowed to put listings into our marketplace, so real estate and jobs. So that's basically you can only do if you're a premium member. And we still have our other two memberships, paid memberships, the Prestige and the Signature, which you may be aware of. These are our travel packages with air miles from Miles and More in Emirates or Etihad, 250,000 miles or 500,000 miles, and then a lot of status benefits and other travel perks. They stay the same, right? So they haven't changed with this. So we kept them as they are at sort of 5,000 and 10,000 price roughly, and they haven't changed. So what's changed is the free membership and the premium membership we have introduced. Also, as a side comment, everyone who was on a paid membership before the change has automatically been migrated to a premium membership. So in case you were wondering what happened, so the ones that paid are now have just been moved over to premium, and they can enjoy the premium for as long as they had previously paid. And then at the point where that annual or that year of membership runs out, they can either renew and stay on premium, or if people decide not to renew a premium membership, they will get downgraded to a free membership, but they will stay with us in the community, so they won't drop out. Good. Then next one, please. One topic that has always come up in the conversation around going free is the quality aspect of the community, and questions like is there not, or if we're opening up, we have worse people in the community, or it's not as controlled, or we get a lot more I don't know, scammers or any other dodgy people on the platform. First of all, I don't think that's the case. I mean, those fears are, I think, a bit unfounded. Not that we don't have scammers on the platform, or people who try to do it, or people who shouldn't be here, but they were also here with the previous model, to be honest. And we have a lot of checks in place, and we scan the platform for activity that we don't want. We have the report function. We don't think it's going to be more of that. We think actually it shouldn't have a big impact on that aspect. And what is very important, we will continue to remain a high quality community. That's our commitment, and we want to continue to be a curated community, meaning we actually care who's on our platform. We don't want to become another online service like Facebook or an X or an Instagram, where any bot can set up an account and can do whatever they want. So we don't do that. We have put checks in place. One of those, for example, is that if you join as a new member, you will actually join as an unverified free member. So we actually make a distinction in the free membership area between unverified members and verified members. Maybe something that you haven't come across yet. So an unverified member is somebody who just signed up, and an unverified member cannot post on the platform or send messages or do anything else. So it's a bit like, for those of you who are computer people, they basically have read rights, but they don't have write rights in a sense. So they can read discussions, they can read content, and they can read the editorials, or they can book hotels with us, but they cannot post photos, they cannot send messages, they cannot do other stuff where they put content out onto a small world, or where they reach out to other members. In order to do that, they have to get verified first, and they can do that either by reaching out to member services, by paying for their membership, because then we have payment information about them, or by being verified from other members that have been on the platform for a while. So basically, if a friend of yours joins and you know that person, you can sort of basically verify that person. It's not a perfect system, to be very clear. I'm not saying we've cracked the code here and we've solved online safety, and this is now the best thing since sliced bread. But it's an attempt to make sure that we have the quality and to protect our members. And so far, it's working. We had a few challenges in certain areas, and we're tweaking the way we do this. And just so you know, we also have we have code running in the background trying to detect bad activity, and it gets flagged to our member services team, and we look into that and basically remove people from the platform. So that's also part of what I mean, we curated. It's a bit like if you think of a small world as a nightclub, we're a nightclub with a bouncer. On the way in, you have to check the guy, and if you create problems inside, the bouncer comes and throws you out, right? So that's basically the way we think about our service. And that doesn't mean we're perfect. That doesn't mean there's everybody that's on the platform is perfect and trustworthy, but we're probably doing a lot better than 99% of the other services out there, I have to say. And yes, sometimes we have something happening and then we get an email saying, but we thought that person's on Small World, I can trust that person. But we have to say it's still the internet. It's not like we have passport copies of everyone and all the details. So everybody still please apply basic caution when you engage with somebody you don't know. But I just wanted you to make note two things. One, we remain to having a quality community, and we actively manage that we have the right people on the platform on the way in, and sometimes we have to help them on the way out. So that's, I think, is important. Good. I think that was my part, Ruby,
Yes,
right?
and I will just slightly take over to talk a little bit more about what's the impact of the new membership model on the events part, and what's for you basically. So there are three main membership types for you to remember. Jan already presented it, but what you need to just have in your mind for you in terms of events is the three different audiences. So we have the unverified free, so the one when you first join, didn't pay yet, and didn't get verified yet. Then we have the verified free, which means they have been verified either by one of the member already in or by the Small World team, but they didn't pay. And then we have the premium, and I'm including here Prestige and Signature membership because they have the same access than the premium instead of in terms of events. So we have these three different audience, and with these new audiences, we believe that the community will, with the new membership, the new free membership, we believe that the community will grow and we'll have more amazing people to join our events. And it is very important, especially in the mid-sized cities, the one Jan mentioned a bit earlier, where we sometimes struggle to build the required momentum. So with the difference of audience, ambassadors will now be able to tailor their own events even further. How? By controlling who will see and who will attend the events. So for example, we can decide that an event is seen only to a verified member, which means a free member that is verified and all the premium members, but not seen to unverified members. So which means on the platform, when they're logging, the unverified, they won't even see anything about this event, okay? We can also decide that it's visible, but they cannot book. So we can decide who can book the events. So in the example here on the top right, what you see is an event and you are a free verified, no, you're free, sorry, unverified. And you can see that actually you cannot check on all the details. So you don't have the date of the event. You cannot see who is RSVPing. So we still have security here so that we are sure that the unverified members will not just show up to the events. Once you get verified, it depends on the type of events, and sometimes you can join, sometimes not, right? So if you get to, sorry, just before going to this point, if you want to, you can see the events because we allow the unverified to see the events but not to join. If they click on get tickets, they will have this small text to push them. This one is actually the premium. So we allow, my bad, we allow the verified members to see, but they cannot book. So then they see this little text to say upgrade to premium. So they won't be able to join this event unless they are premium members. So that's how we can play around with the audiences and the type of things that they can do with the events. You can choose who can join, you can choose who can see. And this will depend on the type of events that we are doing. If we see that actually we want to have a very small events, we can just limit to premium members. But if we actually are in cities where we want to have a big crowd, we just open to verified members, let it visible to a lot of people so that they want to join. On top of this, we can set different pricing on the type of member. So what you see on the right is two things. If you are a free verified member, you want to book an event, so the example on the top right, you will be able to book it, but with a more expensive price. And you will actually see the difference of pricing. So this is telling you that actually, if you upgrade to premium, then you are saving 100 francs. So then the person will have either the option of upgrading to premium or just book the ticket. But most of the time, it would make sense to, well, it depends, but if you attend events at the end, it makes more sense that you get premium. On the bottom right, you see the opposite, which means if you are already a premium member, you can actually see how much you are saving as part of the premium membership. So you will always see, okay, per event here, in this case, you are saving 10 pounds because you are a premium member. So we always will do this type of different pricing, as well as afterwork drinks that are free admissions. So we will keep the free admissions to the premium members. And if some free members want to join, they will have to pay a small fee for joining. In some cases, we might change it, but most of the time it will be the case. And it will be type events by events that you will manage with the events team to adapt and to decide basically whatever you want. So we will always be here to help you, to support you, and to basically make it happen in the easiest way and the more comfortable way. What we also see is that the event emails will be sent accordingly to their respective audiences. So if the event is only for premium members, only premium members will receive the email invite and not the other members. Okay. On top of all these changes, we actually introduced a new tool. Maybe some of the ambassadors experienced it already. I know some of them told me, but maybe some others didn't see it yet. So we are now able to check in guests directly from the platform, from the browser, but also from the app. So closer to the event's date and time, to be exact, is 12 hours prior to the events and also 24 hours after the events. You have the options of manage your attendees and click on just ticking on who is attending. So on the app, which is in the middle, you just need to click on the button that is manage attendees. And on the browser, it's on the top right of the event pages. You have here the checking lists. And basically, this page will show up with all the attendees and all the RSVPs. And you just need to click whenever someone is joining. This is available after the events, also for the people who either don't have time during the events or they don't have connection. They can just do it later. And this information, all this data is saved on our platform as well, so that we can track basically who attended. Sometimes we have some deposits, so this will help us track who we need to refund and who we don't, okay? So it's, I hope you will like this new tool. And if you need assistance, of course, you just ask us and we'll be happy to help you here. Just continuing with the Q&A. So we have collected some question from you. Just to be honest, Jan already kind of replied to to some of the question by introducing these changes, but I'll be happy to just read them, and Jan, we feel free to just answer to the questions that we haven't answered yet, or if you want to add more details about everything, but we covered already kind of the questions. So the first one is, how does ASW plan to address the concerns of premium members who feels the value of their subscription is diminished by the current free membership structure? And what steps can be taken to ensure a clear distinction between free and paid memberships?
Yeah, I think they're all slightly going in a similar direction, the questions. So I guess I answered the broad aspect here. So I feel that, and I maybe answer it in slightly different words broadly. I feel just because we're getting bigger and because we have people who are not paying for the membership, I don't think we have, in general, a worse quality community, right? If you think back, right, the history of a small world, and the company is now 20 years old. In the beginning, it was free. It was a free community, and it wasn't a worse community at that point. I would say, no, I guess nobody would say that at that point it was not a great community. So in that sense, I don't think that the payment part is super relevant. And I said in the beginning that we did the brand refinement at the same time as the new membership model, and there's actually a logic to that, because I wanted to make sure that we have a clear profile of who we want to attract to a small world. And I use an analogy, and it's not perfect, but so for example, we work in Switzerland sometimes with the Bentley and Rolls-Royce fan club, which is obviously for car enthusiasts, many of them who actually own a Bentley and a Rolls-Royce. And they don't have any restrictions as to who can actually join this club, right? I mean, they don't do any background checks, or they don't do any other high hurdles to join that club. Having said that, you probably only join that club if you're really interested in these cars and want to be taking part in these events and get together with others that enjoy talking about them, driving them, whatever it is. And yes, it's not perfect, the analogy, but my point is, by making it very clear of what we stand for, I think we only going to be interesting for a certain user group to join. I mean, that's at least the underlying logic of that change, and that's why we wanted to have the clear definition of the refinement of our brand and what we stand for and of our service to come with it. That's one part. So there's a self-selection process, I believe. And then secondly, as I said before, we are still committed to controlling the quality from a community point of view. So all the mechanisms that I said, there's an unverified, there's a verified free. We monitor activity. You can report people, we kick them out. That should help to keep that quality aspect of it. But then specifically by the ask here of whether there's a concern that premium members should feel diminished or their value of the small world is diminished by the free members. I don't think so. Like if you have a paid membership, you get also a few benefits that you don't get as a free member, but the free members will still provide activity and great discussions, great comments, show up to events. You actually often see that the people who don't pay are often the ones that do a lot, are very active, and in that sense contribute a lot to the community. So I see a certain risk, but I think it actually is not such a big risk, and I feel we don't have to be worried about this step. If anything, I think it makes the community more interesting, what we're doing right now.
Thank you. And a question that is slightly different is, following the launch of the new branding and membership system, what will be the next major initiative or project for A Small World?
Yeah, this is a very good question, because if you've been with us for a while, we had new parts of the service come in. We updated the apps and functionality at some point, and then we added sort of editorials. We added the travel booking service. So we've always added new functionality to A Small World. Having said that, for probably a year, there was pretty much very little happening on the app in terms of functionality and features that the users would see, because what we've done now with the new membership model and the brand refinement, it took actually a lot of work in the background. We've also used the time to upgrade and make a few quality of life improvements. So for example, when we had emails before, sometimes, you would click on an email from A Small World, and instead of taking you to the app, it would take you to the mobile browser instead of the app, which is very inconvenient. So we, for example, also changed that and upgraded that service. And there were a few others like that. And so what I'm saying is, it took us almost a year in tech development to bring these changes to life. So there wasn't much done as in feature changes. So now, I said we still get the apps to look the way they should in February. But after that, we have development capacity again of our team. And by the way, we develop everything in-house. We have a team of about 20 people that develop A Small World. But we will, focus again on bringing new functionality that the users can see, right? We want to make A Small World more relevant to our user group. Whether that is better, localization, better discussion that are dependent on where you are. And we have a few ideas. We also probably want to bring video to the posting functionality at some point, which we should have and still don't have. So there's a few things that is on our long list of things to do. And yeah, so there isn't a major big thing afterwards, but I think it will be more a mode of, you will see new functionality pop up every 2 to 3 months that make A Small World more interesting. I think this will be the mode going forward.
Thank you. As we run out of time a little bit, what I suggest is, if you guys have some other questions, just let us know. We'll be happy to answer it. But I think we kind of answer most of the questions that you have sent. But if you have anything more, just let us know. just to continue, we wanted to give you a bit more information about the Ambassador in Person get together. So I will let Nicole talk a little bit about this exciting event and yeah, Nicole is yours.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So happy to see so many of you joining tonight. Let's get to the good part. So to express our gratitude for your dedication to host incredible events, we are thrilled to announce and invite you to our 2025 Ambassadors in Person Get Together in New York City. So this meetup has become a true tradition. This will actually be our 5th edition, following our gatherings in London, Paris, Rome, and Barcelona. So for this special 5-year anniversary, we're bringing the event closer to our US community. Over the years, we've had so many ambassadors flying in from all over the world, especially from New York, Washington, Miami, Toronto, Sao Paulo. So we felt it was the perfect time to host the next get together in New York City. Last year in Barcelona, we had ambassador from 24 different cities with we had at least 50 ambassadors attending and nearly 100 guests at the after party, since this is open to local members too. But let me give you a better idea of what to expect. As many of you already know, the official event is happening on June 7th. But of course, you're welcome to arrive whenever suits you best. Many ambassadors like to make a trip out of it and spend extra time together before and after the official Small World event. So what do you expect? If you haven't joined us before, here's what the event will look like. During the day, we'll have an exclusive ambassador-only activity. In the evening, we'll enjoy a cocktail reception and a beautiful dinner where the entire ASW team will also be present. And on top of it all, we'll wrap up the night with a fun after party, which will be also open to local Small World members and guests. In previous years, there also been an unofficial dinner on the Friday night before the event to get the ambassador know each other, which we hope will happen again this year. The June 7th event is completely free for ambassadors. We'll cover everything from the daytime activity, the cocktail reception, to the dinner and the after party. That said, flight and accommodation are not included, so you will have to arrange those on your own. This is an amazing chance to connect with the fellow ambassadors. We will be expecting around 40 ambassadors from all over the world or more. Let's see.
Wow.
And I can already tell you actually that quite a few from Europe have already saved the dates and booked their tickets. So next steps, do not worry for the next steps, as we will guide you through everything. We will be sharing recommendations, travel tips, and closer to the event, we'll create a WhatsApp group for all the attendants. We're still finalizing the event schedule, but we will share more details as soon as possible. In the meantime, mark your calendar for June 7th and keep an eye out for the official save the date email, which will be coming very soon. So in the next slide, we are sharing some pictures from our amazing meetup in Barcelona last year. You can also find the full album on the ASW platform. And as you can see, there's a lot of happy faces. We always have such a great time. And also we will be dropping the after movie video from last year in the chat, just in case you'd like to check it out. This event is truly special, and I really hope to see you in New York to experience it yourself, because it's such a unique way to deepen your connection to the ambassadors family. Thank you so much. I'll just hand it back to Bruni for the next updates.
Thank you, Nicole, and I hope to meet as many ambassadors as possible in New York City. So what's next for Small World, and what's next for the ambassadors side? Anything that you should be aware about what's happening on the 25th? So we have just launched a Small World Summer Weekend happening in Saint-Tropez. It's from the actually 16 to 18 of May, and we do have an ambassador discount for this event. We will share it with you pretty soon. If you have any question from members about the event, feel free to let us know. We will send you a short summary about what it is exactly, so that you can better answer questions when you are hosting the events. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. Quite similar program as last year's. Of course, we always have some different venues and some different activities, but most of the program will stay intact. After that, as we just mentioned, we have the New York City Get Together in June the 7th, where we'll see everybody. And we are just finalizing the winter weekend that will happen again in St. this December. We're just finalizing the dates, and we'll let you know very soon. Again, here we have some discount for ambassadors should you wish to join us. And we will also provide you all the information in case some members have questions. I will finally hand it to Jan for last updates that he wanted to talk about.
Yeah, thank you, Bruni. By the way, the ambassador weekend is always amazing. So those of you who haven't joined yet, absolutely, especially if you are on the other side of the Atlantic, right, and haven't been to one, please make sure you go there. On a very personal note, to end here, this will have been unfortunately my last ambassador get together. I will be stepping down from my role as CEO after more than 8 years. So it's been we've done a lot, right? I mean, we just talked about the new model, the refinement, but there were a lot of things that happened on the way, including Corona and everything. But over the last 8 years, we grew the business, I mean, from a business point of view, 5 times, so which is very nice to see. And it's just for personal reasons. I think for me, it's now time to find another challenge and do something else. So I already in December announced that I will be stepping down. We are in the final moments of finding a successor. So I'm quite positive that we will have somebody who will start quite soon. And the idea is that I will have a handover with that person until I leave in April. But unfortunately, I won't see you at the next ambassador meeting. But I hope you will enjoy whoever is taking over, and the person will continue what we've done. Bruni is still here, and the team is here. So for you, I guess not that much will change directly. But I just wanted to use this opportunity where we have so many of you in one place to also announce that in case you haven't heard it. And also wanted to say thank you to all of you, because I know you're doing a lot of work for the community, and I've always loved a group of ambassadors and the commitment you have to the idea of a small world. And I hope I contributed to that, and you feel like it's a great community, and I hope I can hand it over to somebody who will stay the course. So in that sense, thank you very much, and I hope I will see you again at some point.
Thank you very much, Jan, for this sad last update, but I'm sure very exciting for you. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We just counted, we had more than 70 attending this virtual session. So thank you. I hope that it helps you understand a little bit more of what we have done lately, what's coming next. And if you have any question about anything, the events team is here to help you to make it super fantastic 25. And I hope to see you soon in person in New York. And that's it. We wish you a lovely end of the day or beginning of the day for the American part. And see you very soon. Ciao, ciao, guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
everyone
guys.
for the nice comments.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.